to my channel. I have tried to start this vlog at least 2 times, but we're doing it, we're here. If you are new here, my name is Mara and I am a yoga teacher and soul coach based in Dubai. And this sort of daily vlog it's gonna be really honest. It's gonna be a bit of a setting New Year's intentions. It's gonna be kind of what's been going on, kind of what's up, because I have been moving through, I'm not gonna lie, I've been moving through like all the feels at the moment, like all of the feels. Yeah, I have been moving through all of the feels, and honestly, I think it was about time that I just sat down and had a bit of a chat. And I thought that, you know what, I find these videos sometimes really, really therapeutic, and for the sake of being really, really honest and authentic with you guys, it just makes sense for me to be here as I am right now, rather than trying to wait until I'm in my 100% normal state to come and say hi. So I thought we would just come into a really big old chat, because I think I need to have a bit of a, not a rant, I never really have a rant. I do have a rant, but not a rant per se, more like a journal entry. So a video journal entry. So if you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I posted a little bit, when this vlog goes live, it will be like a week or so ago, how I was moving through a little bit of January blues and I had a lot on my plate, and that still stands, absolutely. But I think what's even more than that is I was moving through, and I still probably am moving through, days of feeling really, really low, and then questioning things and just feeling really overwhelmed. I am working too much, but that's another thing in itself, but also just really feeling like I don't know what is going on. And that has been quite hard, because that's not me. I'm usually really driven, really sort of enthusiastic and passionate, and it's just not me. I'm like the most sunshiny person normally. So it's been really, really, really weird, and I've been thinking a little bit about it. And as I said, when I post this on Instagram, I wouldn't actually normally share this, and this is kind of why I wanted to put it in this video, because I wouldn't normally share with, I guess, my socials when I was feeling this way. And the reason for that is it's actually not out of a space of not wanting to share it with you guys. It's actually not that at all. And I don't know if anyone else who is in a similar sort of career space as me can resonate with this, but I feel like my job as a yoga teacher and as a soul coach is to hold space. I hold space for you when you're feeling this way, and it's my job to hold that space for you and help you move through it. And I love my job so much. That is one of the favorite things that I do. But when I am in this space, and don't get me wrong, when I'm in this space, holding space for others is actually the most therapeutic thing for me. It brings me back into that highest form of myself. But it then becomes tricky for me just as a person, which of course I am. I feel like you guys know that, but it then becomes tricky for me as a person to almost show up 100% authentically, because I'm holding space for you and I want you to feel safe and I want you to feel held. But at the same time, I want you to know that whenever I'm holding space for you, whenever I am sharing, and whenever you're in my presence, I'm always sharing from being there myself. I don't share from a space of not knowing. I have been there, I have truly seen all of it, and I share from a space of I know how you feel. And I know for me that's really valuable, and that's why I thought, even though my job is to hold space for you and to make sure that you feel safe, please always know that I have been there too, and I've needed someone to hold space for me, and this, that, and the other. And I think that's just really, really important for me to say. And that is also the reason why I find it tricky to say, because I never want to, like, it's my job. And a lot of this that I post on here is my job, and me being vulnerable, I don't know how to explain it. I guess what I'm saying is me being really, really vulnerable and authentic doesn't really, I would never want anyone to question of, oh, she's going through a rough time, she can't hold space for me, because I absolutely love holding space for all of those people on my online membership, all of my soul coaching clients, all of the people I teach in person. That honestly is what keeps me going. And I truly do say that when I'm teaching and holding space, I'm in my highest self. I'm not in this self that is feeling sort of not sure what she's doing, a little bit overly stressed, and I guess just nervous system heightened. My nervous system is really deregulated and heightened for lots of different reasons and lots of things going on. But yeah, for the sake of being authentic, I wanted to share and just say firstly, if you are a yoga teacher or anyone else in that sort of sphere where you feel like you're holding space for others and you then almost don't have permission to say that you need someone to hold space for you, or don't have permission to not be that highest version of yourself all the time, know that you can. And I've had to remind myself of that, of like, yeah, I have this highest version of myself, but at the same time, I am so human, and I have those days where I wake up and I'm like, ugh, like this feels like too much. And know that you're not alone in that sense, and allow someone else to hold space for you. That's as much as I'll say on it, because I think it's just really important. I thought I would kind of start this vlog with some of the things that have been helping me shift, and I'm not fully shifted out of it, but I feel much better than I have. I've had a good old cry, because crying is so unbelievably therapeutic. It has been proven that like the hormones released are so unbelievably good for you. So I just want to say that if you need a good cry, please have it. You need that release. But also I needed a mega mindset shift. I needed it. I was really in this low space. I was kind of snowballing and pulling myself out to hold space for others and then kind of dropping back into it. And this is going to sound very unlike me, because I am the most nurturing, loving, gentle space holder. But to be honest, I kind of needed just to get a grip. I know that sounds really harsh, and I would actually never say that to any of my clients, but I needed to pull in a little bit of my masculine energy, and I needed to just say, Mara, it's time to get a grip now. Like, you're spiraling, you know better than this, come on. And when I was sort of in this space of like needing to get a grip, it's really funny. I was scrolling through TikTok, because we all do it. Maybe you don't, but I do. I'm a Gen Z girly. Scrolling through TikTok, and I came across this really basic TikTok of like lucky girl syndrome, which is everywhere at the moment, and I love the idea of it. And it's really funny because it's so basic. We all know it. I know it. We all understand how this concept works, the law of assumption. And it's really funny, me being in this space and knowing everything I know about the power of manifestation and vibration, this, that, and the other. I know this, but I almost needed to hear it explained back to me when I least expected it, in the most basic terms, to shift that lower self into like, yeah, I can do this. And since then, I have just been repeating affirmations to myself constantly, like literally in my head. It's just affirmations going. I've written them up on my bathroom mirror, which is the thing that I do. All of these sort of lucky girl affirmations, which I just think is so cute. It's so cute. Like, I am the luckiest girl in the world. Of course I am. And the universe is always in my favor. And even when it's not working out for me, it's working out for me. That one was really comforting for me. Even when it's not working out for me, it's working out for me. Everything just works out for me because I'm a really lucky girl. And I actually love that. And it's so basic. And for anyone who's probably been in this sphere of working with manifestation for a little while, you're like, yeah, I know that. Like, that's so basic. But I needed to hear it. It snapped me out of things. And I'm so grateful, because I feel like it's just been that perspective shift that I really needed at that point, especially yesterday as well. So yeah, so with that being said, today, and I have written down my non-negotiables. Now, I'm usually very back to my feminine. I like to let things flow. I'm gentle, I'm soft. But when I'm feeling like this, and if you're feeling like this is the time where that little bit of masculine energy needs to come in and make you feel safe, which is why non-negotiables were something I sat down with this morning. And my non-negotiables really are morning meditation, morning breath work. Breath work is not usually a part of my routine, but I've included it now because it really helps to regulate when you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed. So morning meditation doesn't have to be long. morning breath work, and 5 sun salutations. These are complete non-negotiables for me from now on. The reason it's 5 sun salutations is it will never end at 5 sun salutations. That's so not me, but the 5 sun salutations get me on the mat, and then from there I'm in my space and I flow, which is just great. And also they're fantastic. Why do we have to make things so complicated? The sun salutations are more than enough. So yes, those are some of my non-negotiables, and I think it will probably be added too, but I've come up with those 3 this morning just to get me feeling a little bit more myself. The plan for today is I do have some work today. I'm headed to the studio. I'm probably late, in all honesty. No, I've spilled tea on my leggings. I'm headed to the studio pretty much right now, and then this evening I'm going to sit down and set my January intentions. So this is a very long intro, but come along with me and let's shift this energy and set some intentions for the new year. Sunday, so it is the day after I checked in with you yesterday. I worked the majority of the day, so to be honest, by the time I got home, what I still needed most was rest. It was actually the Aquarius new moon yesterday, which if anyone has sort of been here for a while, you will know that I try really hard to follow the lunar cycles with everything that I do, because it just makes things a lot easier. If anyone knows sort of the energy of Aquarius, Aquarius is very much a time for change. It's for pivots of direction. It's very much like expecting the unexpected as well. And to be quite honest with you, this feels like the right time to set my intentions. And I did actually wait until this new moon to set my 2023 intentions, because the energy of the beginning of the year in terms of the lunar cycle is not really feeling right for me to set intentions. And also just generally, I wasn't feeling like it was the right time. So I thought, you know what, I'll wait until the new moon. The new moon, also this one being in Aquarius, has that energy of change and of shifting as well. So it just seems like the absolute right time. So with that being said, my plan is I'm not going to make this particularly, obviously it'll be beautiful, but I'm not really worried about like the presentation of it too much, because just taking the time like this to be intentional about my intentions and really sit with them and ponder them, and I've been doing that for a few weeks now as well, can be so impactful. And if there is anyone here who is new to setting intentions, I actually have an intention setting workshop for every single month of the year. So every single like new moon, and talking through the energies of them on my online membership, because it's just something I love doing, and it's just something that's so a part of what I share. So if you are wanting to be guided through how to set intentions, go and check that out. I will link them below. I'll also link the February one down. So like that's the Aquarius vibe. So if you're wanting sort of to set intentions for February or around this Aquarius new moon, that might be perfect for you. But with that being said, I need to jump into setting my own. So I'm going to just start with literally writing 2023 intentions at the top. Not very imaginative, but we're straight to the point here. And then once I've done that, I think I'm gonna go with like themes and then the intentions I want to create around them. So with the themes, these are just things that I feel like are becoming really prevalent for me this year, and I want to basically plan my intentions based on the themes that I can feel coming up within me, but also within my surroundings, things that are clearly, I guess, in store for the year ahead. I hope that makes sense. And as I said, this is the way I do it, and these are my very personal intentions. So usually when I'm doing like monthly intentions, it's a lot more structured, but this is just kind of yearly intentions. I just need to have a bit of a brain dump, and who knows what things will look like at the end of this year as well. But with that being said, I will get into this, and once I have written it all out, I will walk you guys through it and I guess chat through some of my themes for the year. I hope you guys find this interesting. It's obviously very personal to me, but I love hearing other people's intentions because it sometimes inspires my own. So yeah. Okay, so I have now these are my personal intentions. These aren't necessarily my business intentions, and I've made a real point of not writing them together. Like, I won't do my business intentions at the same time as doing my personal intentions, because I think when you are freelancer or self-employed, they can become one, because you are your work, you work for yourself, you are your own boss. So sometimes you can define yourself like that, and I really want these to be my personal intentions rather than my business intentions. So that is all I'm really gonna go through with you guys. But yeah, that is kind of the vibe. So when I was going through some of the themes that were kind of coming up for me this year, just through even seeing like the plans that are coming and things like that, there's a real sense of there's going to be a lot of change. This theme of evolve and repeat is evolve or repeat. Sorry, like we either repeat or evolve, and you decide, do you want to repeat or do you want to evolve? Do you want to do the same thing or do you want to grow and change? And I do think that's a choice. I do think that's a really valid choice, whichever one you choose. I don't think one is actually better than the other, but it's something I'm needing to ponder in myself and see where I'm at currently in my life and things like that. Another thing that is really coming up as a big theme for me this year is travel, which, to be quite honest with you, this will shock a lot of people, because I know for a lot of people they'd be like, oh, that's really exciting. I don't actually love traveling that much. I'm a real homebody. Obviously, my home is very far away, and just to see my family, I need to travel. So I don't find that I get this real like excitement and drive to travel. Maybe that will change this year. But I just get loads of travel anxiety. I get really nervous. I find it really overwhelming. And I'm very, very lucky in the sense that just, I guess, through where I lived as a child, I saw an awful lot of the world, because you couldn't just stay on a tiny island. So my family did travel, and I have now lived in 3 different countries. So my need to travel and my want to travel is not huge. I feel like I've seen a lot of the world already for someone of my age. But yeah, that is coming through as a theme for me, and instead of resisting it, instead of already beginning to stress out about it, I really want to, well, that comes into the intentions, but that is a big theme for me this year, is a lot of travel. And to be honest, if I had written the year how I thought I would have wanted it to go, like this time last year or even like a few months ago, I wouldn't be including all of this travel, because some of this travel is things that I've planned and things that I want to do for myself. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Another thing that is kind of coming in for me as a theme, but this also became an intention, was this idea of edge and like moving out of your comfort zone. So I'll talk about that more when I talk about the intention behind it. And there is also this level of like unexpectedness and instability for me this year. And to be honest with you, it's probably, I mean, you should never say anything too soon, touch wood. But it's probably one of the last years within my life where there's going to be all of this like instability and unknown. And I think as you get older, things become more stable. So instead of wishing I was in that more stable position, that more knowing what's coming and like knowing what my next steps are, I really want to try and embrace and enjoy like the unknown and the fact that it could go any way. And I guess the spontaneity in being 25 and the space I'm in my life at the moment. So whilst instability is there as a theme for me, I'm trying to really shift it, because instead of finding that really uncomfortable, I want to enjoy it and embrace it and not want something that's not the right time. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. These are the inner ramblings of my brain. So then coming into my intentions, the first one was flow. And the reason this was the first intention is because I really feel it encapsulated kind of everything in those themes, because it's this finding home within myself so that I have the ability to really go with the flow. Like, yeah, there are things that I don't know that are going to happen this year, and yeah, there are things that I can't plan for, and there's so much unknown, but actually can I just flow with that and enjoy it? Kind of literally what I was just saying. But yeah, that is that first intention, is just flowing with the unexpected, allowing myself to go with the flow. Just looking over at the cat because he's so cute. He's like snuggled his head into the pillows. Oh, bless him. So yes, that is the first intention. The next one is that edge. So I really feel like I want to explain this because I feel like, I don't know, the concept just resonated with me really recently. So this idea of edge was when we think of the yin practice, and I teach a lot of yin yoga, and if you haven't tried yin yoga, there are so many classes already on this YouTube channel. Please try it because it is such a beautiful practice of yoga, and it's a really beautifully feminine practice. It's beautifully healing, it's very soft, it's gentle, it's very receiving and accepting. All of those yin qualities, it's very intuitive. But even within this practice of yin, we have what is called the edge. And this edge is a space within the body that feels uncomfortable and is challenging, but is never painful. It's never causing trauma to the body, right? Now, when I was really thinking about the way in which I want to live, I'm very feminine and I love to live in this feminine flow state and being really open and receiving and soft and gentle. But I think we have to remember that even when we're in our yin, there still needs to be the edge, right? There's no yin without a little bit of yang. It's not balance. And so for me, I think that, and it's also this idea, you might hear sometimes people say like a little bit of stress is good. It keeps you going, it keeps you driven, right? So yeah, that's kind of what I'm bringing in with this intention of my edge, is finding this feminine edge. So how can I still stay in my softness, but find what makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable? Instead of shying away from it, lean into it. Lean into it knowing the universe has my back. I'm fully supported. So how can I find these challenges and let myself be guided, knowing that it's for the higher good, as long as it's not something super dangerous or painful or traumatic. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, like, progress wasn't made in comfort zones. And I know that's a very like bro statement, but like change doesn't happen within your comfort zone, and you can still be very much in this feminine energy and move out of your comfort zone, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I hope that one makes sense. My next intention is one that is really, really, really personal. I've chatted a little bit about this already, but it is all around like body love and finding so much acceptance and love for my body the way it is. And I think this is a journey of a lifetime for most women. I really, really do. We've been so programmed not to feel that love for our bodies, despite the fact that they literally like carry us through every single day, and like they can make new life, which is just like incredible. But yeah, I really found that towards the end of last year, whilst I have done so much healing within this space already and I've come so far, I was really being shown the spaces where I still needed to grow and heal, and I was kind of suffering because I hadn't, if that makes sense. Like, some of the thoughts I was having towards myself were not ones that were making me feel confident, and filling me with love for myself. So that's a real intention for me this year, and it's kind of an uncomfortable intention for me because I don't know how to explain it. I just find that whilst it's something we all deal with, it's quite often something people don't talk about, or you don't want to be seen as someone who doesn't have that. I don't know. But yes, that is very much one of my intentions for this year, is really nourishing my body from a space of love, moving my body from a space of love, which I already do, but also like feeling my best, and how can I now look after my body feeling my best, if that makes sense. So yeah, that is my next one. The next one after that is balance. Oh my gosh, if you've been watching my vlogs, literally for even just the last vlog, I spoke about how like I haven't had a day off in forever. Like a full scheduled day off that I get every week hasn't existed in probably over 2 years now. And that is changing this year. I need more personal life. I need more work-life balance. I just want to feel fully present in my personal relationships. I just want to really sink into all of the love that is there, and I want to live my life, and I don't want my life to fully be my work. And I love my work. I do. I love it so much, but I can show up so much better in my work when I have space to live my life and be in those relationships that fill me up, and that's just so important for me. So balance is a huge theme for me this year, and I'm making changes to move towards that within this season. This lunar cycle, changes are being made. Thank you, Aquarius energy. But yeah, the next one is just general growth. I feel like I've grown a lot. We're always growing, but I feel for me, I've grown an awful lot in the past year. And I just want to continue to grow and continue to really sink into that highest version of myself. And then my last intention, and these are my personal intentions that I said, is all around savings, and this is financial savings. I have some big things that I'm saving for in the future, and this big intention for me is to really make that a priority this year. Like saving is one of the absolute top priorities, and being able to do that in a way where I don't feel like I slip into like a lack mindset as well. So yeah, those are my personal intentions for the year of 2023. I've really taken a lot of time to mull over them and see what resonated and sat with me really, really well. And as I said, I will do at another point when I'm in another mindset during my working week, I will sit down and do my intentions for my business and for my career. And I really, really recommend, I know so many people when they're doing intentions will do all of them at the same time, and they're like, yeah, but I think if you are like me and you're needing a little bit of balance, I would really suggest not doing them together. Do your personal intentions and give them the time that they deserve. Do your career intentions when you're in a space for work and career and things like that. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, to be quite honest with you, I think that's going to be all for this video. I really just wanted to come on and have a really nice long chat about intentions and how I'm coping with like January blues and what I'm kind of doing to shift my energy coming into this year, especially when it's been a year that hasn't really started the way that I expected. So with that being said, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please comment below. Let me know your intentions. Let me know how you're feeling, how January is treating you. And also I will be posting a flow for January blues on this channel. Probably it'll be the next upload. So I upload it on Friday and a Sunday now. It'll be the next one. It may not be called January Blues as it's towards the end of January. I may come up with a different name so that it can continue to be done throughout February, but just look out for that. If you've been feeling the way I've been feeling, that flow is going to be really perfect for you. If you want more flows, some of my longer flows and some of my really creative and intentional flows, they are all on my online membership, which is Soul Shatter. The link is always in the description below, so please feel free to go and check it out, go and have a look, come and join me on there. That is my space online. I give so much to that space, and I literally feel like all of you on there are my friends. So I just really love being able to hold space for you in that way. If we aren't already friends on Instagram, come and say hi. My name is Mara Thompson. But otherwise, I'm sending you so much love. I hope you have a lovely, or you had a lovely new moon, because this will be coming afterwards. And I just really, really hope you have a lovely rest of your day wherever you are. And I'm sending you so much love.